they've had to fight through the lower bracket. They've managed to beat who was it?
Can't seem.
My memory's failing me here.
Was it Empire? I don't think so.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, they beat Elements Pro Gaming in the lower bracket, and they came up. They came back here into the finals, so they've got a shot at redemption here, but they're gonna have to do it with Arise standing in for Kefka, as Gambit so aptly pointed out earlier. I'm looking forward to a good contest here, but if the odds are to be held true here, I think Imperial does have the upper hands.
Yeah, and Imperial on a bit of a good streak also. They did win the WESG. Beating out teams like Ukraine, who were sporting the likes of Dendy, Resolution, big names playing there. They even beat out Alliance, so not doing too bad. The Danish side, Imperial. This is the old Danish Bears, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
we've got
all known names.
A Wisp coming out as the first pick, by the way. And this is something that's very, I would say, exclusive to EU Dota. Or maybe Western Dota. So for those of you that are wondering why we're mentioning this, we are actually, most of our experience comes from the Southeast Asian Dota 2 scene. So we're looking forward to some new Dota action here as well. But yeah, Wisp definitely a tried and tested favorite. We've seen Imperial do it on multiple occasions, but this is new. They're going to open up with the Centaur and the OD. OD not so new, Centaur pretty damn new, I'm going to say.
And the Razor gets picked up instantly after the OD. So, if you do go for the Astral build, that purge coming out from the Razor's, what do you call that?
The unstable
current, right? So that kind of wrecks you in a way.
It does.
It's pretty painful.
It's the age-old counter, right? OD versus Razor. It's been a matchup where he who buys the boost first ends up winning the laning phase.
Yeah.
Assuming everything stays stable and unadulterated by the supports. This could be a dual lane at mid. I mean, Wisp and Razor are not very synergistic together. But up against an OD, you want to have as much firepower as you can bring to the table.
But Centaur is definitely an interesting pick. We did see that hero against run by Ukraine against Alliance, and I mean the strat is very cheesy, right? Where you use the illusions to walk them under the tower. Tower pretty much suicides.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the primary reasons why we're seeing the Shadow Demon ban coming out from Prodota as well.
Makes sense.
They've done their homework. They know that this is a possibility, and you obviously don't want the Centaur just tanking up the tower in your face, because that's an invitation to go and kill him. I do like the Centaur, but I feel like something like a Slaughter would have added a lot more value here. Slaughter is one of the tried and tested offlaners when you're looking for that AoE stun,
but
right?
Yeah, I think generally when you play Centaur nowadays, you play it as position or anything else. Not really seen a offlane Centaur war on in a long time, I would say.
But that said, Centaur is a really good way to deal with the Wisp and the Razor. And the movement speed from the Stampede allows you to get away from the Wisp relocate, and at the same time, the extra movement speed doesn't hurt when you want to break that static link as well.
Absolutely.
So Centaur's, in hindsight, it is a pretty well thought out pick. Let's see if it is an effective one, because we've seen Imperial running some very wacky picks like a core or a one position Batrider. We've seen them run, I believe, a one position Slaughter as well. So they definitely have something up their sleeves here. They have a new style of Dota up their sleeves here, and I love the fact that we're seeing two teams that are not entirely affected by the global meta, but are getting pretty damn close to tier 1 themselves, if not already stepping into that pool.
Yep, and the fact that Arise is playing today means that we always have that possibility of a Magnus pickup. That guy's a beast on that hero.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen too many Arise clips to, not love him when he plays that hero. He's just immaculate with that hero, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's an absurd amount of videos out there on YouTube with Arise Magnus all over the place.
Exactly.
But he is a force to be reckoned with. I'm pretty surprised that Imperial has chosen not to ban it out. He is replacing Kefka as well, so an offlane Magnus is really not too much of a stretch to imagine here.
Yeah, but Kefka was their mid player anyway, right? So I think in terms of roles, Kefka was their offlaner.
Yeah, which is why I think Arise is probably going to be playing the offlane role here, and Magnus is his go-to, so I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out here. Yeah. There's synergy with the Wisp and the Magnus. There's not too much synergy with the Razor there, but who knows? They might just have something else.
If you can play it like Arise plays it, any of his highlight videos, then definitely it's synergy with everyone. So they definitely have that going for them.
So third pick on the board here for Imperial, assuming this is an off-lane centaur and a mid OD.
It's probably going to be a support. They should be looking to secure out the supports. Two have already been banned out. They don't want to diminish the pool further. So
as far as options go, you've got Lion still in the pool. If they're looking for lockdown, if they want a disruptor, one of the best ways to deal with that Wisp relocating in, send someone back.
Yeah, Disruptor I think would be a great pickup in this case because you can even hold the Razor in the field while his static link gets broken off by the chained hero. So I think Disruptor they go for the Lich, great at denying XP. But I don't know, his effectiveness kind of questionable in the game, I would say.
So this
has a great laning.
So again, this is my noob opinion coming in here, but one that might be valid. I think Lich is a deterrent for Prodota to run that dual lane at mid with the Wisp. Because when you throw a Lich up against a dual lane at mid, he's sapping EXP, he's constantly harassing with that Frost Blast, and you basically got Wisp's efficacy being destroyed a little bit. A quick I think it's worth mentioning here that we are looking at Twitch chat every now and then, so any and all feedback is most welcome. Of course, keep it civil. There is some feedback that one of our mics is lagging. That's impossible, guys. We're both sitting behind the same microphone here, so pretty sure there's no issues on our end. But do, of course, keep the feedback coming. If there are issues, we'll try and resolve them promptly. But yeah, more about this Lich pick, man. Do you think this is indeed for the middle lane?
Yeah, definitely for the mid lane, it makes a lot of sense because IO does rely quite a bit on his level 6 timing. The Lich being there provides a decent amount of denial in a way. Also the slow, I think they can go for the IO if he is mid. So with the slow coming in from the Lich and the OD's right click, it should be enough to pop him.
It's been an age and a half since I've seen the Chen being picked up here, and I am loving it. I'm hoping this is going to be one of those action-packed early game domination matches coming out here with Chen running in. Well, of course he's going to run into the jungle, but I'd like to see that early tier 1 tower takedown at the bottom lane. Oh wait, hold on, they're on the Radiant, so yeah, bottom lane is the tower that they'll be going for first. If it is an off-lane centaur, however, he is going to be a tough nut to crack. I don't think Centaur is very susceptible to those Chen ganks, but at the same time, if he does opt to skill up the penitence, the bonus damage of course will help basically cleave through some of his HP.
Yeah, and this has come with me, if I'm not mistaken. He does play the position 4. Wisp will probably be handled by Beaver. Not really sure to pronounce that, but
yeah, I'm sorry if we butcher some of these names, guys. They're not very.
I think I'm pretty okay with all of them except the 2 on Prodota.
Beaver, Beware if he's French, I don't know, man.
Not sure.
But
even the ping, I'm not too sure. We'll take it as it comes.
Yeah, we're just gonna call it as we see it. You guys can correct us as and when we see chat. But anyway, we've got a Witch Doctor pick coming out from Imperial. Really great response to the Chen, of course. Throw a coconut at some of his creeps, let them bounce around, and of course, cause all sorts of chaos for his micro.
Yeah. And somebody's telling us that Imperial runs Centaur carry every game. So yeah, that is something I did point out, right? So yeah, the offlane Centaur I haven't seen sense that they do. They even ran a one position Bat Rider.
Yeah, nothing is impossible with these guys.
Exactly.
Alright, so we're looking at a core Centaur according to chat, and in which case we're now looking for an offlaner coming out from Imperial. I'm assuming, of course, this is going to be a mid OD. Now with the mid OD, you probably don't want a Lich going along with him, and with the Wisp coming out and the Tinker coming out, yeah, I think there goes the opportunity for a dual lane at mid for Prodota either. So I think we're just going to see the standard Wisp and Razor going towards the safe lane with Chen backing him up from the jungle, Tinker at mid, which leaves us with a potential off lane pickup for Prodota Gaming.
Yeah, and I think with the Tinker being in the mid lane, it does provide a little bit of kill potential. If the Chen rotates in with a nicely timed smoke, the OD can be, brought down there.
Yeah.
I feel that is. Meanwhile, Witch Doctor and Lich, not the best roaming supports. Witch Doctor has a stun to work with, but Lich definitely, one who likes to stick on the lane, deny creeps and things like that.
There's also the fact that this is a 4th pick Tinker, which means that Imperial has already revealed their hands when it comes to supports and cores. So we're now not, it's kind of, it's hard for them to counter Tinker unless they're going to go for something like an old school Clockwork in the offlane, but I'm really not a fan of the Clockwork. I feel like that's a hero, that's one of those few heroes that's really not efficient with the Iron Talon moving into the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, Clockwork is something, you need to be really in sync with, and they don't have a lineup for it as well, I feel. The Chen, the Wisp, not really great, pairings with the clockwork, because you want to be able to micro your creeps, and the cogs kind of put you in a position of disadvantage in a way. Rio for the Slaughter, yeah, a much safer pickup. Definitely one better with the Iron Talent who can move into the jungle.
Yep. Alright, folks, give us a second. We're getting some good feedback here about the mic. We're just going to drop the threshold. Alright, that ought to be better. Our voices should no longer be cutting in and out, but there might be a little bit of background noise, so bear with us, please. But yeah, the Slaughter coming out as the final pick. That rounds out their draft. You've got an off-lane Slaughter, good initiation coming out for them. But I feel like Prodota Gaming is on a clock. They don't want this game to go too late. They definitely don't want to go up against this supremely farmed late game OD. But at the same time, I don't see any response for that Tinker yet. Lich, not the best really.
Yeah, you're saying that they're on a clock, but again, Imperial are running a one position centaur. So I don't know, man. Like their late game is not that secure. The only problem they have, Prodota Gaming have, is that they don't have the best, IO partner. Slaughter is great, and if the Tinker does TP in, it does secure a kill. But no, it's not a CK. It's not a tiny.
Yeah.
So.
But at the same time, you've got something that's a little confusing, I'm going to say, from Imperial, because they've sort of put themselves on a clock here as well. Puck going to be on the off lane, I assume, if carry centaur is going to be the case here. In which case, I'm wondering if we are going to see dual lanes, perhaps a Lich and a Puck going off lane. Not really a fan of this. You probably want to run the Witch Doctor in the lane where Chen's going to be coming into gank, so you can throw the coconuts at him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too convinced with this Puck pickup because, yeah, I mean, the Witch Doctor ultimate and the Lich ultimate are great when you have multiple heroes locked in place, but again, it's a very situational, scenario. And I don't know if you can catch a lot of heroes, especially heroes like Tinker, who generally join the fight pretty late after you've initiated. It might be a little tough. I feel it's going to be a hard game for the Wisp no matter what. Quite a bit of burst damage on the side of Imperial there.
Well, so my read on this game is we're going to see an absolute bloodbath here. At least I would like to see a bloodbath. Let's hope it does come true. Bloodbaths are always fun to cast.
Yeah.
Both teams do benefit from fighting early. I think the primary objective here for Prodota would be to get themselves that Blink Dagger on Arise's Slaughter within the first 12 to 15 minutes of the game on the pessimistic side. And then Imperial is going to have to watch out for those quick, sneaky initiations. But at the same time, I'm not too certain if Ace is a fan of rushing that dagger on the centaur. I would assume he is. In which case, as a safe lane centaur, he's definitely gonna get it faster than the Slaughter gets it. But there's always the possibility that Imperial just switches things up here, runs an aggressive tri lane, and then throws a wrench straight into the Chen's plan.
I think it's generally a Vanguard build. That's what I remember seeing. I don't think they need the Blink Dagger as early as they want, as you were mentioning, because they have the Puck to initiate and they have the Centaur's ultimate as well. It can help you run in. And so there's only one stun, right, on the side of Prodota. They have only the Slaughter, so once you see somebody running in at you, there's not much you can do unless the Slaughter is in perfect position. So yeah, definitely lockdown is something that Prodota are lacking quite a bit, while Imperial have tons of it. They have the OD, they have the Puck, they have the Witch Doctor, and they have the Centaur as well.
Yeah, I see some good synergy here as well. Like you pointed out, the OD Imprisonment could synergize well with the Centaur Stomp. There's that possible setup till the Centaur gets his Blink Dagger. Even with the Stampede, they could just run in and make things work. But at the same time, Protota's got a lot of defensive elements here. They've got themselves a Chen with the send back from the Test of Faith, and you've also got the heal coming out from the Hand of God, of course, the Tether from the Wisp, adding along some resistance with the Overcharge, and not to mention the heal. So Imperial, I think. So here's what I think. Protota's probably read through Imperial after their last defeat. They've recognized that Imperial are a hyper-aggressive team that loves to run at them. Sort of like the MVP Phoenix style of play that we're so used to seeing here in the East. But their response seemed to be to just add a couple of layers of defense and try and scale up towards a mid-game oriented lineup. It could work. Let's hope and watch.
I think the problem with Protota's lineup is once the other side gets BKBs, Tinker's pretty much out of those fights. Then it's just the Razor left to do all the damage, because the initiation part will be held by Slaughter, while the damage has to be coming out solely from the Razor. I feel damage is really going to be an issue come mid game, where BKBs will be up for the Centaur, for the OD, probably not for the Puck, but yeah, we just have to see. Let's just go through the lineups quickly. So for the side of Prodota, we have Come With Me playing the Wisp. We have Penguin Check on the Tinker. We have Biver on the Chen. We have Garter on the Razor. And we have the stand-in Arise playing the offlane Slaughter.
If you'll be replacing Kefka, who unfortunately isn't feeling too well. But on the other side of the river, you've got Team Imperial, the Danish squad or the Danish squad. You've got Ace handling that Centaur Warren. You've got OD handled by Baby Knight. Rise going to be playing the Witch Doctor right by his side. You've got the Puck played by Hester Show. And that leaves us with Noya on the Lich.
Yeah, and one thing we did forget to mention that this is an online tournament, but the winners get around $12,000 if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, total prize pool of about 20,000 USD.
So not bad, just playing from home and racking up the bank.
Yeah,
pretty neat stuff there.
Alright, so fairly peaceful start here. For those of you that are just tuning in, you're watching the Elements Dota 2 Cup here. It's Cup number 2. And we're here for the grand finale. Imperial has a 1-game advantage going into this best of 5. And well, my money's on Imperial for this one. How about you?
I prefer Imperial's lineup as well. I feel it's a little bit easier to execute. The fact that they don't have a traditional 1 position makes me doubt them a little bit. But overall, I would still give them the advantage here.
Alright, so they are going to be running this dual lane at mid. It's going to be fairly troublesome for that Tinker. You have the Lich starting off with the sacrifice to begin with, so he's already gone and denied a little bit of EXP. I'm kind of surprised that he chose not to deny the range creep, given that that's the one that gives additional EXP and gold bounty as of a recent patch.
I think he's gonna get it again, so he should be denying them. He should be denying one of them at least. Meanwhile, Slada has been losing quite a bit of HP. He does heal up finally using a salve, but
Rise.
It's not gonna be a kill though. Yeah, he trades hits with Rise there, but already through his consumables. So
and they're just going at a Rise like it's no man's business here. They're really trying hard to sort him out, but he's doing a good job keeping the creep equilibrium tilted in his favor. Manages to pull the aggro down towards the south side, and that should allow him to lap up a little bit of extra CS and EXP, unless of course Rise can manage to pull the camp and reset the equilibrium in a bit.
Yeah, Hester Rotten has also been doing fairly well. I would say he has 2 creeps, he's already level 2, so he has the 2 evasive skills to work with, the phase shift and the jaunt. So definitely he's gonna have that much of an easier time now that he's level 2.
Yep. So far so good for both sides. No first blood being spilled just yet, but in the early game phase it looks like Prodota are the ones out slightly ahead, at least in terms of net worth.
And that's all due to the Chen, right? He's been in the jungle, so definitely XP and gold should be going in.
Rise. He actually got juked around the tree line there. He takes a few hits there. Ends up taking more damage than he dished out. There isn't another crush available. Just about 10 more mana to go, so he's still trying to play around this tree line here, hoping that Rise comes in and gets greedy, but again, it's so hard to get this Slaughter picked off here in this lane because it's just a dual lane at the moment. They know that the Lich is not here, which allows Arise the confidence to walk out into the lane and just slap up some CS. This is not normal. The Slaughter's not supposed to have 4 CS this early on in the game. But Ace, of course, he can tank up whatever the creeps choose to dish out at him this early on, and he can get a few hits off on Arise. I expect him to call out a few more consumables soon.
Yeah, and thankfully the Tinker has not been affected that much. He's keeping fairly at par with the OD, considering that he is up against dual lane. So definitely good bit of play coming in from the Tinker. Meanwhile, stacks have been happening for the side of Prodota. Wisp has been constantly at it, but unfortunately they have been spotted out by the Puck. So that could be a point of contention a bit later on, I would say. No one really has the damage or the AoE to get the creeps anymore. So.
Yeah, we're yet to see a rotation coming out from Chen, but he's been a little unfortunate with the creeps here. He's got himself the Wild Wing Ripper. Might just see him go back and clear up those stacks with that Tornado. The farming Chen, given that his luck with the creeps has not been the best so far. Yeah. Nope, scratch that. He's gonna pop a smoke and go on the hunt now. Just 1 Dark Troll Summoner and 1 Tornado to work with. He doesn't have... Okay, now he's put a point into the Penitence and into the Test of Fate.
Yeah, Slaughter's drawing the creep aggro as well. And the only kill they can get, I feel, is the Witch Doctor.
They timed this well. They're gonna go in. They will get the ensnare off, the Test of Fate, and that should be a kill. First blood in favor of the Chen. Good rotation coming out from him. A much needed one as well. They should bring Arise 1 step closer to that early blink dagger that we were talking about.
Yeah, I think if they found the Centaur, it was not gonna be a kill. So, bit lucky getting Slaughter baiting on the creeps that actually did the trick, because Witch Doctor was left to follow and then it led to the kill. So good bit of play coming in from the Slaughter, setting up that kill. But that means that the Puck has been left solo for a while, so he's gonna pick up a decent amount of XP. He's level 4 almost. So unfortunately he's not been farming that well since the first 2 levels. So
yeah, it is a hard lane for him to be in though. Razor versus Puck, a matchup that's really spanned metas now. And I think it's a matchup that does skew in favor of the Razor. As we can see, he's up to a good 23 CS himself, while Puck, no more consumables, is going to be forced back to the farm.
Yeah, I think it should be a Blink first build.
I don't know if he's going to be able to afford that, man. It's going to be so hard.
He's gone for the wand. Generally, some heroes do, some players do like to pick up the PT or the phase one, depending on their choice. But I think here it's just going to be a brown boots into Blink. The standard.
Oh, that hurt. Arise takes a hit to the face with the double edge, but he's got back up. Here comes the Chen and the Wisp. They've got the Thunderclap kicking in as well. Arise now has another crush. That's a kill that they made look very easy indeed. Yeah, another one into Chen's back pocket. 2-0 for him.
Chen is having the most amount of impact in this game, I feel. And unfortunately, the Lich hanging around the mid lane hasn't completely wrecked the Tinker. Oh, a little bit of a fake GG coming out as well, but
looks like someone's been tryharding in pub games a lot here. But you've got a smoke coming out again. Wisp and Chen on the hunt. They have the ward placed up onto the cliff. They should have scouted this ward out, but they're gonna walk straight into the Lich. That's an easy kill for them. Another successful rotation from the Chen will secure him and his team the 3rd kill of this game.
Yeah, very very high impact Chen play, man. This is something we haven't seen in quite a while. Chen has fallen out of the meta quite a bit, so very interesting to see that Chen is doing so well.
Yeah.
But I think they need some wards on the side of Imperial. They need to.
Oh, Rise just manning up. Rise oversteps his boundaries there for a moment. Good dodge on the paralyzing cast. They have the Stampede to get the Witch Doctor away to safety, but that can't be the same for Ace. He actually comes in and gets the return kill on the Slaughter, and they're gonna get another one on the Wisp as well. He's trying to juke, ring around the Rosie, but that's not gonna work this time, as Chen is here for the return kill. There will not be a stop, but they do have the double edge. Ace not committing on it just yet, commits finally, gets the kill, but Chen finishes what he came for. Gets the kill on the Witch Doctor. That's still a killing spree though. Going over to the center, and Imperial are right back in this game as quickly as they were out of it.
Yeah, I think the Witch Doctor could have survived as well in the fight, but a little bit of a misplay, I would say. He tried to just stick around, try to get some last hits, but Chen had pretty much sealed his deal after he walked into that tree. So
well, Ace now has a Vanguard for himself. Killing him is going to be nothing short of a pipe dream, but they're going to try nonetheless. With the Wisp and the Slaughter going at it, they now spotted out that Centaur is pretty much unkillable, especially when you throw a level 1 Frost Armor on top of him.
Yeah, the Vanguard makes, a 7-minute Vanguard is not something to scoff about. You can't really, underestimate that item. Right clicks are that much harder to land. So, yeah, kind of, the standard, very, very standard Centaur build, going for the Vanguard first. I think the next item should be a Blink. Yeah, should be a Blink. Yeah. Pipe, I don't think they need a pipe this early in this game.
So Ace is trying to bait them to come in here, but Rise manages to get a 2-man crush off. It's not going to be enough to bring down this Lich. In fact, Lich is going for the kill. Rise does manage to walk away. Ace chooses not to commit with that Stomp. But here we go. Odie's joined the fray as well. They get the crush off on Ace, but it's only going to stem the bleeding because Biver is about to lose his life. Witch Doctor's rotation will secure the kill for him. It's a 4-man movement coming out from Imperial to score a kill on the Chen and some of his creeps. But it does open up some more space for the Razor to continue doing his thing.
You see that, but the thing is, the Chen and the Io have been constantly on the top lane, and that has freed up the Puck quite a bit. He was leading the Tinker in net worth as well, the last time I checked. So, yeah, the two supports not being there in the bot lane does help out the Puck quite a bit, honestly. He should be looking at a decent play timing again after falling off.
Yeah, Arise once more with the sprint. They have the amp damage to work with. But again, that Centaur is just the perfect bait at this point. Look at him, he's maxed out the return damage. He knows they're going to be going on him time and again. And really, that's what PD just seemed to be walking into time and again here. But Rise, he's getting close to that level 6 mark. The Death Ward definitely going to be another source of damage coming out. But Rise, he's going to have that level 6 delayed a bit with his death here. The Stampede will not save his life, but they will come in with the Dream Call, getting the kill onto Come With Me's Wisp. And Arise just a TP out in their faces now. Trying to give chase on this Chen, but he should be able to get away. Scratch that. Here comes Baby Knight setting up with that imprisonment, and there's the stomp timed perfectly, giving Centaur yet another one added to his tally.
I think Centaur, this lane should just be scrapped out right now. They should go for the puck, or actually even the puck being a little bit elusive is a tough kill. They should focus a little bit on the OD, I feel. They're getting a couple of the supports, but they're losing 2 or 3 heroes in return, and it's not been a favorable exchange the last 2 times.
Yeah.
Ever since the Vanguard pickup, the kills have become that much harder to get, and they should realize that they should move on to the mid lane, try to pressure the OD a little bit. Yeah.
Right, so as far as item builds go, it looks like the Razor can afford to build into an early Dragonlance here on account of the fact that Chen has chosen to pick up the mechanism for his team.
Yeah.
But, bye-bye Wisp. I don't see him getting away from this. They have the Chain Frost to work with as well if they want to commit, but a couple of auto attacks with the imprisonment should do the trick, and the kill should go over to Baby Knight very comfortably. Imperial not done though. They still have their Chain Frost to work with, and they might just choose to commit it next to these Ancients, or rather the stack camp of neutrals. Never mind that. They're just going to put him into a prison once more, and another easy setup for the kill there. And Spring Wind check. He's going to go down. Double kill for Baby Knight's OD. No response coming in from Prodota there. Gotta just continuing to farm at the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Holding on to his horses.
And a very interesting item build also from the OD. He has gone for a double null. Not really sure that's about. The only time you need those 2 nulls are when you're building a Veil, if I'm not mistaken.
Who knows? We could be seeing the Veil coming out here, but let's hold that thought because Estijo has that Dream Coil. And they're looking like they want to make a play here. That death on the Tinker was fairly costly. I mean, they've spotted out his stacks as well. If they manage to steal those, his comeback mechanisms are going to be shut down quite hard.
Yep. And I think the puck is going to pick up a fairly decent Blink Dagger timing. He might get it before the Slaughter as well. So, and that opens up the map quite a bit for them. That actually, deters the OD quite a bit.
Oh, nice dodge there from the puck. He's even got that illusory orb that he can jaunt away. So his Blink Dagger still looking good. We're expecting about a 15-minute Blink Dagger coming out from him. But top lane Arise, gonna meet his maker as Centaur seals the deal once more.
Yeah, this is something they've definitely practiced because that timing has been impeccable, right? The stun, the Astra into the stun. Really well done. Some nifty bit of play coming from the side of Imperial.
Impressive stuff coming out from them indeed. Time and again they'll open up a little bit of space by showing a hero on one side, putting him in trouble, and then immediately capitalizing on the other. And this time it transitions into an objective, aka the tier 1 tower at top.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying, right? Now it's very difficult for even if the Wisp gets level 6 because the puck will have a Blink Dagger and counter initiation becomes that much easier. Yeah. And once you pop the Wisp, there's no free ride back home, and the hero he brings with him is gonna fall as well. So
well, Chen's got himself a good round of creeps here, but Baby Knight might have just walked into his own death here. Drops down the standing eclipse for good measure, and there's the death ward. Gonna work as well. They will get the kill on Beaver here, while Rise is gonna try and make a run for it. He's taking Hadoukens and Plasma Fields to the back. Will end up going down, making it a 1-for-1 trade thus far, but from behind you've got Ace coming in, gets the stomp. Illusory Orb coming in from the puck as well. He chooses not to commit as Ace might just end up losing his life. Indeed he will. The pure damage from the laser and a few hits from the Razor will secure the kill. It's a triple kill for Gotter, who's just going nuts on this battlefield. His early Dragonlance is paying huge dividends for him, and they might even get another one on Baby Knight's OD. Imperial clearly on the receiving end of these blows. That one 4-star though might have just saved his life.
Yep, I think the Centaur's decision to go in from the backlines definitely cost them there. He had to walk through 5 or 6 seconds of the march, and he lost quite a bit of HP there. Yeah, Tinker also got affected with the return damage, but it wasn't enough to bring him down. And yeah,
and with that you've got Tinker getting one step closer to the BOT. You've got Slaughter inching closer to his Blink Dagger, and the man of the hour, Razor, with that triple kill. Even a killing spree taken away from the Centaur in that fight gives him so much more money to work with.
And actually that was Centaur's first rotation out of the lane as well. He was completely committed to the top lane, and that was the first time he decided to move. I'm not sure how he got into across the river and got himself positioned over there, but a bit of a stumbling block for the side of Imperial after that fight. They need to take it a little slow.
Ace chose to go for that Hood of Defiance as opposed to the Blink Dagger. Now, I'm not too sure what the thought process was behind this, because you've got Laser, which is basically pure damage, but let's hold that thought, because Chen looks like he's going to be sent to an early grave here. Beaver is going to jump forward, has the body block available, has a waning grip to work with, might even need to drop the Dream Call for this, indeed he will. A costly kill, but one that was just too tempting to let go of.
Yeah, I think they kind of made it costly for themselves. They could have, secured it earlier, but
yeah, but that'll give him his Blink Dagger. So no real harm done for him.
Yeah, Dream Call, again, one of those skills which doesn't have that high a cooldown. So
we're looking at OD about to get himself that Hurricane Pike real soon, unless he's gonna go. Yeah, I think of course he's gonna go for the Hurricane Pike here. But let's have a quick look at the graphs then. It's still a fairly even game. It's been back and forth for the most part, but I feel like Prodota are the ones in the driver's seat for now. They have managed to get some of the core items online, and once Arise gets this Blink Dagger, it gives them a bit more firepower to work with. But they're going to try without the dagger for now. They're jumping in onto the Lich. They'll get the crush along with that one hit on the amp damage. Razor runs forward and then takes a U-turn immediately back out of there after seeing 2 more TPs. It's a full 5-man rotation coming out from Imperial. They will be able to score a kill on the Slaughter, thus delaying his Blink Dagger. And of course delaying that power spike from Prodota's way. It also looks like the Wisp ended up going down to the OD. And that was closer towards the middle lane. So there's a 4-man rotation.
Yeah, and that's his Hurricane Pike as well, so that meant it definitely went Imperial's way. 2 kills, in 2 different separate locations on the map. Yeah, that opens up the map quite a bit. They're gonna go for the bot tower, if I'm not mistaken. That should be the next objective. Try to take out the jungle from heroes like the Tinker. That should be the go-to play for the side of Imperial, because high ground is not their best, in their skill set. They can get the towers definitely, but taking the racks is tough for a hero like Centaur, who is reliant on that suicide of the tower.
So Gato has himself the opportunity to split push a bit. They have a Dream Call here for good measure as well, but they're not even going to need it. Oh, maybe they are. Maybe they would have needed it. But they'll get a freebie on the Wisp nonetheless. But immediate decision making coming out from Prodota. They're just going to start pushing the middle lane. They'll get something for the life of this Wisp. If nothing else, it's just going to be a little bit of damage on that middle tier 1. Heck, they might even get a kill on Rise if he's not careful, but his coconuts will bounce perfectly, slowing down this tower takedown quite a bit.
Yeah, and somebody is mentioning on chat that Ace is not, his preferred build does not include Blink Dagger, and
Tinker caught with his pants down here in the middle lane. This should be his death, unless there's something he can do about this. Doesn't look like there's much. There will be a paralyzing cast bouncing around as well, and one more hit from the OD will secure him the kill.
Yep, the one position Centaur has definitely worked out, I would say. Yeah, the one rotation, he kind of failed a little bit, but other than that, his lane impact has been tremendous. I don't even think we've seen an ultimate coming out from Centaur yet.
No, of course we have. We've seen a couple of stampedes.
None of them have been to it.
I mean, one of them, I remember watching one where they jumped into a rise somewhere over here.
Oh, right. Yeah, but in the team fights, we haven't really seen them, but he's been, pretty solid on the hero, barring that one fight. Chen also, he has decent amount of farm. Not the best timing for Chen, but he was trying to be very active early game. That did cost him a little, but he has his mech now finally.
Yeah. I mean, better late than never on that mech, and of course it's come at the same time that Arise gets his Blink Dagger as well, so perhaps this is an opportunity for Prodota to start making some plays. Yes, we are seeing the Slaughter just backing up the Chen for now. They do have a Dire Observer ward placed down here. Imperial, they're gonna see this movement coming out. Arise and come with me, just going in deep here. That would have been a bit of a mistake, I believe, if they committed. OD doing his thing, just pounding away on that tier 2. They're still gonna go in because Centaur runs at them. Hopes to be the tank that his team needs him to be. But it's a little risky given that OD doesn't have his TP back online just yet.
Yeah, and Centaur has added a BOT as well.
Right, let's hold that thought as well, because Gara's just jumped into his own death here. Takes a few hits to the back, and again OD takes another killing spree away from Prodota. As the chain cross continues to bounce around a couple of trips, there'll be a rocket flying north towards the Lich. But that tower's gone down to the Centaur, who's looking for another couple of kills. Here comes the Puck, 2-man Dream Call, holds the Tinker in position, but can't hold him there long enough. He does manage to TP out. Now Chen on the run. Ace doesn't have any mana to work with either. This might just end up fizzling out into a 1-0 trade in favor of Imperial.
Yeah, I mean the Chen actually did something really nice there. He cancelled the two. He stunned the two heroes with a centaur, who were coming in for the Tinker.
Alright, so you've got a setup. Arise, oh man, he's really low on HP here. Are they going to be able to relocate him? He doesn't have a relocate available. He will just be able to run away for now, but can't say the same for this Wisp. They're going to go in for another, and Baby Knight is actually going to stay alive through it all. Lich comes in with the slow. They're going to get this Astral Imprisonment damage off. That gets the kill on the OD, but OD ends up going down to the Razor as well, who came in from behind.
Yeah.
Razor also wants the kill now taken away. There's a lot of sprees being traded here.
Now, Razor also has a BOT to work with, as does a Centaur, so both one positions pretty flexible in terms of movement. So that is definitely something they need to be aware of. And the global potential right now from Prodota is actually pretty insane. They have the Wisp who can get the Chen or the Slara, and they have the Razor and the Tinker who are the BOT carrying heroes right now.
Yep.
So global potential is something Imperial need to be wary about. But they've played pretty standard, I would say. Not really overplaying their hand. Generally, when you have a Centaur, you need to tend to play a bit ballsy, a bit manly, but...
Yeah, but that's the thing about Centaur, right? Even though he's top of the net worth chart with 10,000 net worth attributed to his name, I don't know, I can't say that I'm fully on board with this no blink dagger build, because their primary source of initiation right now is that puck and his dream coil. You probably want to have some sort of follow-up with an in-your-face Centaur jumping in. But look at this, we're going to see Come With Me, spotted on the low ground, but he will make a long-range tether away to his creep. They should have given away information that there's a ward somewhere in this area, and immediately Imperial will be able to find the D ward on it.
Yep, and yeah, again, coming back to the Centaur build, I mean, the Blink Dagger is great, but I think that's just generally the way the hero has been played recently, without the Blink Dagger. That makes
wrap around on him from the Chen. Ace gonna get the stun on himself. There's even the relocate coming in. That is a massive Radiant side orgy on the jungle, just to bring down the Centaur. R.I.P. Horseman.
Again, right, that's just two heroes who find him, but all five manage to reach because of that global potential.
Yeah.
So yeah, Centaur getting a bit caught out over there.
Speaking of caught out here, Wisp gonna be hit with the imprisonment. There'll be a silence as well, ensuring that he can't tether away.
Yeah, they've timed these Astral along with other skills really well. That's something they're really good at. So
The Blink Dagger working well for STJO right now. He's managed to get himself up to 1300 gold now. Let's have a look at the Razor. He has finished up a brand spanking new BKB. And that should put him into beast mode when they go into these next team fights. Is it time for Prodota to start grouping up now, once they get the Hand of God back online?
yeah, I think it is. But the only problem is that Razor is the only one who can hit the tower along with the Chen creeps. Sara has to position himself pretty far behind, and Tinker definitely one of the heroes who can't be caught out. So,
alright, an opportune Invis rune coming out here on Garter. They're not going to be able to do anything on the back of this though. Baby Knight's just going to TP himself away towards the middle lane and continue to farm. So they are sacrificing this tower. They knew that something was up there. Alongside him, Garter meanwhile going to TP himself towards bottom and continue farming. So it is that calm before the storm, as it looks like Imperial are grouping up to pop a smoke here.
yeah.
And maybe even take Roshan by themselves. You've got Ace.
He has picked up the Lotus Orb as well. Lotus Orb is a very annoying item to deal with for heroes like the Tinker. The Tinker gets absolutely crushed by the item because all its skills are single target and they end up getting reflected back on him.
It is pretty good here. I do like the Lotus Orb.
Let's hope that the OD doesn't get caught out though.
Yeah, he's gonna take no precautions. He's take all sorts of precautions. Sorry, just force stuffing himself up onto the high ground. Here we go though. This is that classic Mexican standoff we see around the 20-minute mark where both teams are vying for that opportunity at claiming the Aegis. The D-ward's going to be ever so crucial here. There is going to be an imprisonment coming out and they will get the sentry taken out. Both sides losing nothing more than a sentry. But the Wisp is going to follow that sentry to the grave as well, as the OD will claim the money for it. And with one down, this looks like it could be a fairly easy Roshan for Imperial.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty worthwhile Dream Coil popped over there just to get that solo Wisp because it gives them the man advantage and the confidence to go for the Roshan.
Oh, but they want some kills here as well. We do have the imprisonment coming out here, but it's just on a BKB Razor who's now turning around. They managed to pop the BKB off of him, so if they can disengage in combat once that static link wears off, this should be a good fight for Imperial. They're getting the creeps along the way as well, so this is really stunting the Chen's efficiency in this fight. Baby Knight once more. He'll pop a BKB as he runs forward. He doesn't have another force, but they have the Stampede for the movement speed as Chen's been caught out here and will be stomped in perfect timing. Another day, another kill on the supports here. A BKB expended for the kill on the Chen. Can they go back for Roshan here without that magic immunity on him?
Yeah, I think the next item for Centaur should be the pipe, considering that they have to walk through the march. Yeah, they should be getting that pipe to help the team as well.
Alright, Razor. Now he smells blood in the water. He knows that there's no BKB on the OD, but he doesn't have a BKB of his own. They can't bring down the creep before the Tinker TPs, and they can't get the stomp off in time as well, but the Dream Coil is there. They bring down the Wisp, and then Arise is going to go down to the hammer from the OD as well. Chain Frost not going to continue to bounce around. It'll slow down Garter a little bit, who makes his escape towards the east side. Penguin check. Just drops a couple of March spams and rockets out there. But it's only going to delay the inevitable. Baby Knight and Co. They will claim this Aegis on the back of that successful team fight, while Hester Joe continues to provide valuable intel on Garter, who's now TPing back out to the fountain.
A very impressive ward coming out from the Witch Doctor that actually zoned out the Razor and the Tinker, who were trying to come in and try to secure kills on the Puck, on the OD, who were actually going for the TPing on the Persada. So very neatly placed, I would say, that ward actually zones them out and prevents any follow-up kills.
Right, so now I am in agreement with you. I feel like that Pipe of Insight is going to be the ideal item choice here for Ace. While Tinker has managed to get himself that Ether Lens, he's still a really long way away from that Aghanim Scepter. And up until he does get it, that Pipe is going to add a truck ton of value up against that March spam.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Pipe into a heart, if I'm not mistaken. That has more or less been the standard build that I've noticed.
Jesus, I don't think this game is going to go on that long, man. I mean, yeah, he's farming like a beast, but...
yeah, I mean, once you take the tier 3s, it's a little tougher to go for the Raxes because you don't have the right clickers. But it's all about diving deep into the base and securing the kills to help you take the Raxes. You can't just,
yeah,
no illusion spamming coming out from the side of Imperial.
So Garter's almost got his Aghanim Scepter online. I'm wondering if he chooses to save for buyback or if he does indeed go for the full Aghanim Scepter and then commits to a fight. But look at what Prodota are doing here. They know that they don't want... Well, they clearly don't want to fight up against an Aegis OD right now. So they're just pushing out the exact opposite lanes here. They probably had a clue that some of Imperial Zeros were backing up that Puck who showed himself in the lane, which is why they've given some momentum to the bottom lane and then backed away. As long as they can keep the creep waves out without getting picked off, I think they should be fine for the next 6 minutes or so. But that could be about to change here, as they will commit a lot on this Tinker to get that kill. The commitment was heavy and it might end up resulting in some return kills, whereas Imperial will end up losing the Puck, and soon they might end up losing Rise as well. He's going nowhere. He's got an amp to track him down. He's not going to be able to end a successful TP, and a Crush will seal his fate. But while that's happening, Wisp about to meet his death at the hands of the OD, so a consolation prize of sorts, but it's one that was very costly. They expended the Sanity's Eclipse for a kill on the Wisp, and I think Prodota is going to be quite happy with the way that went.
Yeah, it was necessary though to get the kill, and knowing that his two heroes are down for another 30 seconds or so, I think he's okay to expend that as well. He'll get it again before the Aegis times out, so yeah, definitely something that he can use while they're pushing objectives.
Well, Centaur choosing not to go for the Piper, instead picking up the Reaver first. Just another layer of raw HP being added to his arsenal. No Garter. His static link has been broken there. But there will not be a turnaround from Baby Knight. He knows that there's a BKB still available on the Razor. And of course a relocate gank. Not too much of a stretch to imagine. It's almost cooldown. But top lane, you've got Esther Joe getting taken out by Arise and the Chen army. It is a very cheeky pick off, quite deep inside Dire base, or rather the Dire side of the map.
I think the Pipe would have been actually a better choice in this game, because it would have helped his team move through the march and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the Pipe would have added some more value there.
Yeah, and I think the Puck has a Yules as well to the Blink.
Yeah.
I think just he picked up his Blink dagger quite early, so he should be having one more item in tow. He's a little bit behind, I feel, compared to what he had in the early game. So, but I think that's just the nature of being a puck. The farming
An
skills,
off-lane puck in particular,
exactly.
actually.
Farming skills aren't really
Yeah.
that great.
Again, this is the longer this game goes, I think the harder it's going to get for Imperial, because that Tinker is just going to get that much more slippery in those tree lines. We're already seeing that they have no way to actually catch him off guard and pick him off anymore. Once he jumps into the tree lines, he's just going to be hunky-dory while he pounds away. I believe an Aghanim Stampede allows you to pass through terrain as if it wasn't there. It allows you to phase through terrain, rather. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
That's a very old patch, I think.
But
right now it gives you magic resistance.
I think it does both. It gives you the ability to pass through impassable terrain, and it gives you extra magic resistance. But middle lane, relocate, set up with that crush, and Lich is going to be dead. But here comes the cavalry. Lich's chain process done some good work. It's brought down the Wisp, so there's no retreat from here. Arise will end up going down as well, making it a 2-for-1 in favor of Imperial. Could this be the opening they're looking for? They've still got the Aegis for another 3 minutes or so. There's a split pushing Chen that's going to be threatening high ground. While Imperial pounds away on the tier 2 at mid.
Yeah, the supports are really poor actually from both the sides, so that is affecting the play quite a bit. Witch Doctor, yeah, he has been good with his ultimates, but they haven't been that much in terms of damage, because he doesn't have that Aghanim Scepter. Generally, if you see a more greedy player playing the
Oh, that's a deep dive coming out from the OD. Balls deep from him. Drops down the Sandy's Eclipse. Takes out that Tinker and Garter. Will be sent back here. He's managed to deal some damage from the OD. 112 to be precise. Now there's the heart finished up on Ace. And he fears no one at this point. Except a fully farmed Razor. That Hurricane Pike sends the Razor towards the north side. But he's going to take a few more hits from those Arcane Orbs. Not going to be enough to bring him down, however. As this fight has turned into a complete mess. And Imperial will be forced to retreat. They are going to keep Ace on the front lines as he makes his way out. He's going to be ending up losing the most of his damage. Arise comes in, doesn't get the crush off either. He's going to end up losing his own life. Baby Knight just manning up, fighting away, brings down Come With Me, and then turns his gaze on towards the Chen, who ends up dropping as well. Garter has himself that BKB activated already. Just the auto attacks will be doing enough work, and one more hit ought to do the trick. They'll send him into the air with the puck Yules and bring him down to a very silent fate. With the Puck's Waning Rift, a 5-man wipe. Imperial takes that one, clinically executed, and will be looking to breach high ground with that.
Again, it all comes out of the play from the OD, very forced up the high ground, and the Tinker's pretty much out of the entire fight. He just respawns, and that affected the fight quite a bit. Much of the damage coming in from the side of the Tinker that had been negated in the past fight, and that means that we are probably going to see the Raxus fall in the mid lane.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough takedown with the Tinker in the vicinity, but look at Ace, man. He's just, I mean, he's just manning up here, walking out, takes everything to the chin like a real boss. But Imperial will not overstay their welcome. They're gonna back away anyway. As the Slaughter has respawned and the Razor does have a buyback.
I think they can force the issue though when they come back the next tier of items, and they should be picking that up because they extended the lead quite a fair bit. Let's have a look at the gold rush, shall we? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's gone bungee jumping.
Yeah, over 7,500 experience, 14,000 plus. So quite a significant gain there after that fight.
I mean, at this point, Baby Knight's Sanity's Eclipse hurts like a train to the face, man. I mean,
he has 2 Mystic Staffs to work with, definitely. One on the Shiva's Guard and one just a raw naked one.
Alright, Imperial Hex. Do they want to do this without the Aegis and without the buyback on the OD? Yep, they do. They're gonna just jump in, but then he has his BKB, dodges the Slaughter, crush with it, and then they'll drop a Dreamcaller, rises down for the count. Garter stealing a lot of damage away from that OD, so they've got to be careful now because Garter is a beast. He's moving forward. The Stampede will allow them to disengage a little bit, but they're going right back in. Ace just runs up to Garter and stuns him in the back of the head, and then it's the OD dropping the hammer, getting himself a kill on the Wisp, who just barely managed to tether in there to try and secure the retreat for the Razor. Another 3-man wipe there. Imperial is too strong at this point to be contended with.
Sandwich Eclipse is doing crazy tons of damage, man. There are 2 mystic staffs, and his intelligence is through the roof. He's been using them.
Tinker.
Yeah, there it is.
R.I.P. man, he's gonna go down. Just one hit to the back of the head again will secure the kill for him. It's a buyback from the Razor coming out. Gato not getting as much damage as he would have liked, and there's even the extra frost armor coming out onto Ace. Look at him, man. He just doesn't care. The towers are just killing themselves at this point. Tier 4s are about to drop as Ace just mans up, right clicks them. Gato has been forced into submission here, will tap out, and Imperial are 1 game away from taking a clean sweep victory at the Elements Gaming Cup.
Yeah, just 1 game to go for the side of Imperial. Let's hope Prodota can make a comeback. It's a best of 5, and the viewers would like to watch a little bit more.
I for certain would love to see a 5-game series here, or a 4-game series,
because they did come in from the winners bracket with the game advantage.
Well, for those of you that have been enjoying the stream, of course, do hit the follow button. I'm CloudX, and with me I've got Gambit. You're watching the Elements Gaming Cup, the grand finale between Imperial and Prodota. It's a best of 5, and for now Imperial needs 1 more victory to secure the win. Of course, if you're enjoying, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I'm at Twitter at TheRealCloudX. Gambit is at Shonak88. That is fairly hard to spell, but if you head over to my Twitter, you'll find his link. I'm on Facebook as well, facebook.com/TheRealCloudX. Unfortunately, Gambit is anti-Facebook. We'll see you guys in just a bit. Stick around for the next game of the day.
trouble in my mind. Just because I'm humble doesn't mean that man won't rumble. If there's trouble, I will ride. I will ride. In my life. Sammy's this, Sammy's that, Sammy's switch, Sammy's back. Keep talking, 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 talking.
I fucking told you before. Don't call me, don't call me. Left you in pain on the floor. Don't call me, don't call me. Only you made your choice. Turned your back on my voice. So what's your name on my phone? Don't call me, don't call me. So what me? So what me? So what me? Your mom said more than hello. Small talking was a long thing. I paid attention and though I could hardly afford it. I was all you needed and more. All the signs I ignored. Still you made him your choice. Don't call me, don't call me. So what me? 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 Only you.
Do your thing, baby. Do your thing, baby, baby, do your thing, baby. Yeah, smoke out your brain, baby. Yeah, let's get stoned, do the same, baby. Tomorrow, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the second game of the series here for the Elements Cup 2, the grand finale here between Prodota Gaming and the Imperial. I'm CloudX. With me, I've got Gambit and Imperial are now one game away from glory and basically cementing their names in esports history, at least for this tournament. How's it going, Gambit?
Yeah, not just history, man. They're getting a good chunk of the prize pool. $12,000 is a lot of money to work with.
Easy Bugattis.
Yeah.
But starting off with the drop, you've got a Mirana ban coming on. My memory's not working here. Was Mirana banned
It was.
the last time around as
It
well?
was.
Okay, it was. Yeah. But Prodota, they're gonna get